Trevor, Milkins, Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania. This is my 2012 GT 500. I don't really know much about cars. So my background on purchasing this thing, you have to go all the way back to when I was born. My dad purchased a first generation 1964 and a half Mustang, red, white convertible top, and he just loved that car. And when I was born in 1967, my mom had told my dad that that's no kind of car to be taking a baby around in, and he had to sell it. My father got a second chance to get another Mustang, which he found under a pine tree, and it cost $200. And he had that thing towed back home, proceeded to gut it, do all the things required, and he put a labor of love into it. Later, the car was mine, completely repainted, blue like this vehicle. Not a convertible, just a white hard vinyl top. And he was so proud of that car. But unfortunately, being a 16-year-old and a little bit of a hellraiser, I picked up a stray dog one day and proceeded to back into a tree. 3 weeks later, that car was gone. Never really thought much about cars for a long time. My dad was diagnosed with cancer, I think about 5 years ago for the first time. I would take him to his chemos and his doctor appointments and everything, and I had a Volkswagen CC, which has a nice little turbo in it. And I come down an off ramp and I hit it to get merged into traffic, and I could see it push my dad back into his seat. And I looked over, I said, "You all right?" And he got this smile on his face and said, "Do it again." At that moment in time, I thought, you know what? It'd be pretty nice to try and find a muscle car to take him around, and kind of where it all started. For about the next year or so, my wife, my son, we would drive to Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey, all over Pennsylvania, looking at muscle cars. Just a muscle car that we could buy, enjoy, and take that out for some rides. We've probably looked at hundreds of cars. Nothing just felt right ever to me. I think it was in August of 2017, Dad ultimately passed away from cancer. And so wasn't too much car hunting being done right before that with him being sick. But I still had all my websites loaded up on the computer that I would check weekly or every other week looking at cars. And then all of a sudden, this car popped up. I said to my wife, Annalyn, I said, "I'm gonna go check that car out," because it was never there. And it just happened to be right down here in Shillington. Went down that Monday, or the day after, maybe Friday, drove it. Walked into the guy, said, "I'll be in to pick up the car Friday." And that's how it started. Unfortunately, never got to take Dad for a ride in the vehicle. Somebody had done a lot of work to this car. And so when we put it on the dyno, it dynoed in at 600 horsepower and 589 pounds of torque to the rear wheels, which was strange to Bruce and I because factory rated it should only be around 550. I just love to drive it. I love Rally North America. I love what they do for the people. I love what they set up. I love seeing the country. And the car is just a dream to drive. This car will stay in the family for quite a long time. I don't see us ever getting rid of it. It's got a special place in my heart because of my dad. He would have loved this car. I've talked to my son. I said he'll probably end up with it at some point in time, and hopefully he'll love it.
Hey, I'd like to thank Trevor for sharing his story. It's certainly a heartfelt one. A lot of times when you see a car on the road, it's not just a car, right? There's some other things going on with that. I'd like to thank you for watching Tony's Fords and Mustangs. If you've got a car in central Pennsylvania, it's a Ford, and you've got a story behind it you'd like to tell, and you trust my somewhat amateurish video editing and video skills, I'd love to know about it. You can reach out to me. The best way is on Facebook at Tony's Fords and Mustangs. So drop me a message, let me know, and till next time, we'll see you, hopefully out on the road. Take care.